Bruce, looked like a lot of shake-up in the forward lines and the deep pairs tonight. Just went into the decision, especially the ones up top.
Well, with Hurdle, we've moved him different places, so there is finding a home for him, which pushed Barbie down the lineup. He's played in that in St. Louis. He kind of played in that type of line where it's more about forechecking the line rush. So not too concerned about that adjustment. Takes Coley out, who's been a solid player for us. That line is usually going to get to their game. So it's a bit about finding the right chemistry for Thomas. And then Stevie and Stoney putting Pav up there. I thought that line was pretty good for us back in January when they were together and Pav got started. He got hurt up in New York and then Stoney gets hurt, so they never really got back together. I think he complements that line well. Trying to get Stevie and Stoney going. And, Mark's been through a serious ordeal, so for him, I think it's about his teammates got to sort of pull him into it here a little bit till he gets his legs under him, right? He's missed a lot of time. So maybe familiar line mates like that. I mean, Howie's played there, Hurdle. We've tried different people. So that's the thinking there, and Carlson's line will stay together.
Will it be Adin Hill in net tonight? And if so, what went into the decision?
It will be. The decision is start of the playoffs, we figured we would probably need to use both goaltenders. It's how we ran our team this year. You never know how it's going to play out. I thought Logan has played well, put us in a good spot. It's 2-2, done his job. Adin has been through this, so that's a little bit that goes into the decision. There's an experienced guy that's come into this situation before. So that's essentially the thought process.
On D, you just look like you're switching Hanifin to play with Hutton. Kind of what's the decision of taking White?
Well, I thought Hanny played some of his best hockey with Nick Hague as more of a steady kind of, nothing to do with the shot, but maybe, him and Petro, I think both like to, how you describe, they're both assertive players on the ice, and maybe Hanny talking to Heidi, just a little more, I don't know if predictable is the right word, but let's just use that term for now. And Petro and Marty have played together lots. The other pair we're fine with. So I think Zach Whitecloud's played well too. It's a little bit about the energy of the newness of the guys coming in. Gives us maybe a little bit of juice, right? Hill hasn't played yet, so you're hoping, okay, he's, excited to get in there. Huddy the same thing. Pav the same thing. So there's a little bit of that going on. Ammo gave us that the other night. So that's the thinking, but particularly Hanny, that we thought maybe that would get him back to where he could be a little more assertive, knowing Huddiel and Petro can be assertive, knowing he knows how Marty's going to play with him. So the combinations kind of play to each other's strength. And then as the game goes on, we'll see. I'm sure you're going to see Hanny and Petro out there at times together. I mean, that's how they're going to start, and let's see how they all do.
That luxury of having depth, like all the players you're putting in are very good players. It's kind of odd to have really good players that are fresh. Have you experienced this ever before, and is it making a unique set of decision-making processes?
Well, last year, we did use Huddy and Pahal, but our top six was much more defined. So, this year, I think because of injuries, we've had different people in and out searching, and some of it comes at the end of the year, missing time. So that affects a bit of going into the playoffs. Last year, we're in a rhythm going into the playoffs. I think we might have been the best record in the league the last 20, 30. So there's a little more consistency, and this year we didn't have that luxury. Guys got healthy as game one started, but they were rusty healthy, if that, you know what I mean? They had to find their games a little bit. So, and we've been piecing it together. So it's good to have that depth. And sometimes you got to be careful. You don't mess with a good thing too when you have depth. So we're trying to balance. Even though we won with certain lines in the first two games, we understand we need to be better. That's just the way it is, Gary. As the playoffs go on, you got to get better. You can't just rely on, okay, we won 2 games, we're going to stagnate. We need to be better in certain areas, and we're hoping that some of these lines, work out better for us. We'll see tonight, and if they don't, then we'll keep trying to get it right. But you don't want players either thinking, well, God, if I don't have a good one, am I out? You can't have that mindset either. So it's got to be, when we talk to these players, it's for the good of the team. You have to understand why we're doing this. So what's great about this team, not one player is, sort of saying, well, I'm going to be better here. I need to, it's not I need, it's what do we need? And that allows us, it makes me more comfortable making these decisions to move people around. And, we'll see how it plays out.
What's different about jumping in mid-series of a playoff?
Well, obviously, even it's tough watching at any time, but playoff hockey is extremely hard to watch. So, now I get to get in there, get involved, get in the mix. So I'm excited.
What parts of it are you most excited about jumping into?
Yeah, just the intensity. Obviously, everyone knows playoff hockey is just another level. So, I think the intensity is going to be high. Obviously, I've been itching to get in there, so I feel like I'm going to bring some of that myself, and it should be fun.
We know how good you are at staying ready in the regular season. Have you been doing anything different, just knowing that when you come in, it will be that level of intensity?
Yeah, we've had some small ice games. I feel like we've played that have got pretty heated with the guys off the ice. We're all itching. We're all ready to get jumping in the lineup. So no, we're excited for it.
What area would you hope to make the biggest difference?
Just all over. Obviously, I want to, as a defenseman, be clean and sound in my own zone. Win my battles. Obviously, net front, you got to be strong, and then hopefully I can chip in on offensively as well.
What have you seen from watching in terms of the most important things to emphasize when defending?
Yeah, I feel like they're throwing a lot of pucks to the net. Whether it's getting under their stick so they can't get tips, or they're cleaning out that garbage or cleaning out the guys in front of the net as they're trying to get a couple greasy ones.
Yesterday, Bruce talked about matching the hunger from Dallas and reminding, you guys have done that and you had that hunger. I guess, what does that look like as a group when you're matching that?
Yeah, it's just everything. It's getting under sticks in front of the net. It's the board battles. The 50-50s coming out on the winning end of that. It's just kind of all over the place. The battles. Getting in the lane to block pucks and stuff like that. So it's just all over.
I know, obviously, it's already been probably a long series in terms of physicality and all that stuff. But for you and the guys with all the jumbled lines, it looks like. Is there a new kind of energy today?
Yeah. Obviously, there's a couple of new faces coming in the lineup, one being myself, so I know for sure we're excited to get into the lineup and, hopefully bring some intensity and some energy for the guys.
You went down this road last year, man, with the Winnipeg and the Edmonton series and jumped in. What did you learn from that you could maybe apply tonight, jumping in midstream?
Yeah, just, playoff hockey's a different breed. Obviously, we were just touching on it, but it's all the little small things and the 50-50s and the battles. Everyone's, fighting for every little inch out there, so it'll be fun tonight.
Speed of it too,
yes.
To a game in January.
Yeah. The speed is definitely up there, and I feel like it's pretty cliche, but you only have a second out there to make a play. But I think in playoffs it's maybe even half a second. So so it's good.
Thanks, man.